Good evening, everybody. Hello, Marianne Harris, Rosalind Arnold. Hello. What a lovely day it has been today. I've got a bit of a glow today because I've just been sat in the sun. We had a little bit here in the UK. It's a very rare time to have a bit of sunshine in this country. And when it comes, it doesn't know when to go. But, that's the good old British people who always complain. I'm not complaining, of course. I just love the sunshine. I'm a sun worshipper. It's been a trying week this week. So I hope you're all having a good one. Let's have a look. Here we are. So what I want to talk about this evening is what we're going to say then. I'm going to say something, then I've totally forgot. I've just been talking to my mother-in-law, actually. And she was talking about trains. Okay. Now, I don't know if anybody else is a train spotter or likes trains, but I'm a bit of a train spotter. And the interesting thing, when we all have these little traits that we actually like, whether it's trains, boats, aeroplanes, traveling, we all are going to a destination. But if we all meditated, we can all go to them same destinations if we meditated. Because I think that's going to be the future. We think of something, then we're going to be there. Okay? So it's very interesting how our minds and our consciousness is such a powerful tool to take us wherever we want to go to at any given one time. You close your eyes, drift off to sleep in Delta state, I think that's what it's called, and you go to various destinations and you allow yourself to go. Now, when you're here in the physical, I don't fancy going there today, or I don't want to go to there, and I don't want to go here. But when we're asleep, we have no choice. Okay? So we all make a choice on what we want to do and where we want to go. So when you go to sleep, you automatically come out of your body and you travel where you want to travel to. Usually when we come out of our body of an evening, it's always a destination. Not saying we don't like it, it's just that we choose to go. And then we actually come out of our bodies to meet other people that we might not have met, or that's in our future. So it's really interesting that when we are asleep, we have no choice, so we allow it to happen. But on that note, when we are in our physical selves, which is when we're awake, and somebody will say to you, do you fancy going to that church this evening? And you either think, maybe not, or maybe I should go, maybe I shouldn't go. But do we truly and utterly ask ourselves what's what we need for ourselves to go to that place? So we have a choice. We have a choice of yes, or we have a choice of no. But when we're asleep, we don't have a choice. So we choose to go anyways whilst we're asleep. So it's a very powerful tool when you think about, if you close your eyes and you can go where you want to go, you can think of a time when you were small, go to that actual place when you was there with your friends, when you were a child. Where are we going to be going in the future? Could you do that also? So really, time and space doesn't really exist. It's just that we think it does. Everybody has a clock. Everybody has a watch. Or most people have a watch. Most people now have phones with the time on it. But is that really the time? It's interesting, isn't it? And obviously it's long. So there you go. Hello, Rosalind Arnold. Hope you are well. So yeah, it's very interesting that we actually have a choice. Good evening. Katie Newick. Hello, Rosalind. Beautiful day. Oh, it's beautiful in Bournemouth. Do you know, I've only been to Bournemouth once. It was just going to the crossing to Jersey once. That's a while ago. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. Hope you've all had a lovely week. Do you know, as I was asking this evening, who was going to be coming through this evening, and I always ask who's going to be coming. And I just got the name. It sounded like Jonah. I couldn't remember if it was Jonah or John. Okay. So when I asked them to come in and ask them who they needed to speak to, so I'm just putting it out there, John or Jonah. Hello, Rebecca. How are you? Hope you've had a lovely week. Nice and Anglesey. I love Anglesey. I could tell you a lovely story about Anglesey, but we haven't got the time. But maybe another time. Okay, so the interesting thing, I just got the name Jonah or John. But I'm just asking this person, this consciousness, to come close. Okay. Jonah. It's just come again, Jonah. So maybe when you can take a Jonah. Okay. Or whether it's a name, but I've got the name Jonah. Okay. And I don't feel like this that old, to be fair. They don't come across as though they were here for a very long time. Okay. The real thing with this consciousness, it's really strange because I'm being shown a bow and arrow here. Okay. Person with a bow and arrow. So it's probably taking me back to a childhood memory here, because I can just see this wooden bow with this arrow. And the interesting thing with the arrow, it's got one of them little red suckers on the end. So it's definitely a child's bow and arrow here, okay? But that's what it's taking me to, a memory with a bow and arrow. So Anthony was a child when he passed. Hello, Alison. Can anybody take this young man that's come through? Jonah. He wants to be known as Jonah. Come on, that little bit closer. Okay. It's just show me the hourglass. Okay. And I think of the hourglass, it's giving me a timer. Okay. It's the time. I think that's what it's showing you as a metaphor for somebody in here that is watching the time, always watching the time. But it's literally, I don't know why he's showing me the bow and arrow. Obviously, when I think of bow and arrow, I think of Cupids. But he's showing me this bow and arrow. And he doesn't look any older, 8 or 9, this young man. And the interesting thing, he's got all the attire on of an Indian here. Okay. Come on, that little bit closer. He's not very old, this young man. He's taking me to a time when he liked to play cowboys and Indians type of scenario here. That's what he's wearing. I don't know if anybody could take this young man, Jonah, his name. What if he wants to speak to in this room? It's going back to his head now. There's something to do with his head here. Okay. Hello, Rosalind. Jonah. Just asking him what he's coming for. Okay. It's taking me to mushrooms. He just showed me a mushroom. The interesting thing, when I see this mushroom, it doesn't look like it's an edible mushroom. Okay. He's just showing me. Okay. Okay, it's just going back to this mushroom. It's not something you would eat, but there's something about it. I'm not sure if it's a memories taking me back to mushrooms. I don't know if anybody can take this young man, Jonah. Okay. He's not stepping back. He's really adamant. He's just showing me the attire of bow and arrow. Okay. And he's carrying a bow and arrow, and it's got the little red sucker on the end. It's not got the arrow itself. It's just got something where you would fire it and it would just stick to a window or a mirror or anything else like that, a smooth surface. Okay. And it's just showing me a mushroom, a giant mushroom. Okay. It's not something that you would eat either. I don't know why he's showing me the mushroom. There must be a purpose for that, unless it was somebody in this room right now. I'm just asking if he's got any more information before he steps back. Okay. He's not going to step back. All right. Come on, who do you need to speak with? He's just said the name Jane. I don't know if there's a Jane in the room because I can't see all the comments, but he just said Jane. I need to speak to Jane. Okay. Jane. He just said Jane. He's just said Jane, and then he's given me the initial S. So I don't know if it's your middle name, but it's got S on the end, or it's your surname begins with S. Okay, so I don't know who we've got here, but that's who he wants to speak to. Okay. Cool. Okay. Jane S. Okay, so not everybody can take this information. If not, ask him to step back and to come maybe be a little bit later, unless he's waiting for somebody to come into this room, okay? And that's what happens sometimes when spirit come forward. You're Julie, and last name S. Julie Ann Goodyear. Oh, Jill, can you understand this young boy who was dressed up as a little Indian and is just showing me the little bow and arrow? It's, the important bit is the bow and arrow more so than the attire, okay? Come on, a little bit closer, come on. I felt like he doesn't feel like he was very old when he passed, okay? But there's something about mushrooms. It's going back to the mushroom. So I don't think it's something that they ate that took him over, or there's something about somebody here that likes mushrooms. But that's what he's talking about. He just wants to tell you something about the plant pot. But the interesting thing about this plant pot, it's upside down. I can just see, not resonating, sorry. He's just showing me a red plant pot that's upside down. I think he's trying to show me something here. Not resonating, bless you, Julie. But it looks like a red terracotta plant pot that's upside down. I don't know why he's showing me that. There must be a reason for it. I don't know if you're thinking of growing mushrooms, but he's showing how to grow them. Come on, that little bit closer. I don't feel like he's been through before. Don't know if anybody else is thinking of growing mushrooms, because he's just said the red terracotta plant pot needs to be upside down. So you've got it's come really close now. It's coming really strong. I don't feel like he's been through before, because he's speaking extremely quick. Things down a little bit. No, he's just going back to the plant pot again. It's something about plant pots. He's obsessed with plant pots. Well, he was when he was here. Okay. The really interesting thing is showing me more visuals than actually visual. So I'm sensing that he wasn't a person with many words. He just showed you more than he actually spoke. Okay. I'm just going to ask you, got anything else before he steps back, because there's somebody else behind him waiting to come in. I'm just wondering if that same person who's coming in with him. I have an elderly gentleman now that's got his hands on his shoulders, okay? And this gentleman's wearing a flat The gentleman that stood behind him is of a slender build. It's about 5'11", maybe 6 foot. He's wearing a flat tweed cap. And he's just said to him not to worry. Okay. There's something about somebody here I'm sensing who's a bit concerned. Because he's just come in and he's just stood with him, giving him support. Or that's with him. Who's coming with him. Okay. Oh, he just said his name, Bert. He just said Bert. I think that's Albert, is it not? But he just said he wants to be known as Bert. So if that lady who said her name was Jane S. I got her granddad called Albert or Bert. He wants to be known as Bert, all right? He's wearing a suit, this gentleman. He's very tall. He's wearing a suit. And the interesting thing, he's wearing like a raincoat. It looks like a long coat that's just past his knees. And it's open, is this coat. And he stood with this young boy here. Bert, he wants to be known as this gentleman. But he just said to the young man not to worry. So whoever's worrying here is asking you not to worry. So I think he's coming through for somebody else in this room. You haven't to worry about it. So something if you're worried about, you're not to be worried, okay? Jane. He's gone back to the Jane again. Oh, I wonder if she's supposed to be coming in later, maybe. I'm just going to have to go on to give it. If not, it's gonna have to set back. Okay. It's just took me to a memory of rock. Now, when I think of rock, I think of Blackpool. About anybody else, we've just gone to a memory of rock, and it's in the middle. So I don't know what rock a certain person that's in this room, but that's what it's just shown me. It's got to be pink rock. It's showing me the S again. Yeah, it's coming in a little bit of riddles, isn't it, this one? I'm asking if you can give me any more evidence. No, he's just stood here now waiting. Okay. So I'm just going to leave him there and see who else is going to come through, all right? It's got a strong energy. He's not allowing anybody else to come through. Just asking him to just to step aside and let that lady come in. Okay, I've just had a lady that's just stepped in gently here. And I'm feeling like she's with this young boy because she's showing me a pram. Okay. And there's some kind of bar across the waistline here in this pram. But it's like a buggy, not a pram. It's like a buggy where you push somebody in it. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. This lady who's coming in, this pram's like a wheelchair, not a. Okay. Okay, and there's this young boy sat in this chair. Okay. Basically, this young boy was in a wheelchair, okay? But now he's showing you now that he's standing. Okay. He's not in the chair no more. I don't know if anybody can take this young man, but that's what he's just told me. He's not in the wheelchair no more. That's what he was showing me. And now he's with the Indians. He wants to do cowboys and Indians and run around. Unless that was what he was doing at the time, and that's how he ended up in the wheelchair. I don't know. But that's what he's showing me, a wheelchair. Because he's got a boy holding him in this chair. Okay? And this... I don't know what went on there, but it just went right off. I don't know if anybody could take this evidence that's just come. I got this gentleman that stood behind him and he said it's all. Then he took me to a wheelchair situation where this wheelchair, but it's just letting you know he's not in a wheelchair no more. He's free as a bird and he's playing cowboys and Indians. Okay. Basically, he's saying that he's free from the wheelchair. Okay, so that's what he's showing me. So if anybody can take this evidence, all this information, ask him to step. I'm just going to ask him just to step back a little bit now to let somebody else come in, but he's really adamant that he needs to get this message across. Oh, bless him. He just said name Scott. So I don't know if that's Scott. He just said Scott. No, nobody's taking the evidence. Okay, no worries. I've just asked him to step back and allow somebody else to come in. Okay. Sorry about this, ladies and ladies. Hello, Kirsten. How are you? Kay Weezy Jones, how are you? Hello, Shining Lights. Our Shining Lights. What a good name that is. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, that way you can see me now. Bless you. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Phyllis. Hello, Elizabeth. No resonating with you, Julie. It was just really interesting how it came through with the JS. Gemma or the J. I don't know. Gemma, is your middle name Jane at all? Just had this young man that came in, and he was, hello Tanya. He just came in, and he was in a wheelchair in this earthly life, but now he's not in the wheelchair. He's coming through with his granddad. His granddad's called Albert, and he wants to be known as Birch. He's about 6 foot tall. He's wearing a tweed cap, and he's got a long, like, raincoat type coat on. Okay, and this young boy is showing me a bow and arrow. Oh, Gemma, you could take this information. Okay, and the thing he was in a wheelchair, but he's just letting you know he's not in a wheelchair, no. He's free spirit, and he's talking about cowboys and Indians. Whatever that means to you, or why he's talking about cowboys and Indians is another story. But this lady who fetched him in, because he were in a wheelchair, and it showed you a bar across his waist here where he'd have to be in this wheelchair. And he's just happy now that he's not in there no more and he can be himself. All right. And the interesting thing with that, it just concerned there was somebody that were worried here. I don't know if there's anything that you're worrying about at the moment, Gemma, but he just says everything's going to be fine. Okay. He don't want you to be worried. There's nothing to worry about. Hello, Shellan. We'll see what we can do. This young man really was adamant he wasn't going anywhere until he got his message across. Okay. He just said Scott. I don't know what Scott means to you, Jessica, but he just said, Gemma, I was looked after many people. Oh, bless you, Gemma. Well, this young boy, he wasn't an old boy. He was a young boy anyway. He was obsessed with cowboys and Indians. And he just showed me a bow and arrow with him. And the bow and arrow, but it had the sucker on the end. It wasn't an actual arrow, okay? And he he had a lovely energy with him, but he came in with his granddad, and then I felt like this was his grandma that were pushing him in, but she was very quiet. She didn't want to say anything. He's just like, he's not in there no more. He's actually doing what he wanted to do and be a cowboy, an Indian, sorry. Okay, but he's just letting you know that everything's fine. And he says there's something about somebody worrying here. They haven't to worry. Okay, that was his message across, not to worry. Okay, bless him. The really strange thing is he's just come through with some kind of running shoes here. Okay. Something about doing a run or doing something really energetic. You worry a lot. Oh, bless you. Well, he said you haven't to worry. There's nothing to worry about, he said. You worry a lot. Oh, bless you, Gemma. He said you haven't to worry. There's nothing to worry about. I'm sensing he's been around a lot lately. You've been asking lots of questions. Hello, Jennifer. He's just been coming around a lot of late because you've been asking questions, and he just wants to let you know everything's fine, okay? But he has a lovely energy, and he's free from the chair. He just wants to let you know he's free from that chair, and he wants you to know that, okay? Bless him. I've been waiting. I'm very active this week for the first time in years. Yeah, he just showed me some running shoes, some like exercise, taking off literally. This like taking off, like training for something, like a run or something for charity. That's what I'm sensing. He's been very active this week. Bless you, Gemma. Well, there you go. You must have been asking questions because he was there listening. He came with his grandparents, which was lovely. I didn't feel like he was very old either. He didn't seem a very old young man. But he was also very knowledgeable, but in his own way, okay? He said he'll be able to run with you now. He said he'll be able to come with you. He's just shown me, it's really strange because he just showed me a mountain, okay? And there's something about standing on top of this mountain and then going back down the other side, okay? And there's something about a freedom feeling that when you stand on top of this mountain, there's a sense of freedom. Because he feels that with you, okay? So there's something that you've been wanting to achieve and he's going to be there with you all the way. What a lovely energy he has. He's got a lovely energy. He's going to be with you all the way. Bless him. I got anything else to give you before he steps back? So he was adamant he wasn't going anywhere. Asking me what to give you more purpose of evidence before he steps back for you, Gemma, are you? Okay. No, he's just going to let you know he's going to be with you when you're on top of that mountain. So when you get to the top of this mountain, you think of him and he's going to be there with you, giving you all the support that you need. He's going to give you the strength that he had, okay? So I'm going to leave his love and spirit with you, Gemma, so thank you for working with me. Okay. What a lovely young man he was. Okay, I've just had a lovely lady step in outside of him. Okay. She just, okay, I don't know whether it would, okay. The interesting thing, I got the name, you're welcome, Gemma, I got the name Jack or Jackson, but it seemed and sounds female, okay? So I don't know I don't think it was J or Jack, it sounded like Jack. Jack, it could have either been Jacqueline, I suppose, but I got the name Jack. Okay, Jennifer, we'll see what we can do. So I don't know if I'm still with you, Gemma, but I got Jack. But it sounded like Jackson. But it showed me Jackson first, but then I got the Jack. But it's female. It's a female name here. I'm sensing it's female. I don't feel like I don't feel like a male energy here. I feel like a female energy. Okay. So I presume it's a Jacqueline. Okay, I'm just asking her just to come that little bit closer. Okay. She had issues with her chest, this lady. She struggled to speak, this lady. So I don't know if I'm still with you, Gemma, or not, but it's called Jacqueline, okay? And she's just saying, just tell him it's Jacqueline, okay? So I'm just asking her what she's here for. The interesting thing, as she's your great aunt, I think, bless you. But she's as she's talking to me, she's struggling to speak. Okay, and I feel like she's as she's talking, she's doing more gestures than actually speaking. Okay, but she just said you're a powerhouse. Whatever that means to you, you're a powerhouse. That's what she wants to say to you. And she's struggling here to breathe to say it. Okay, so as she's talking to me, she's got sort of like and taking a breath and then saying it, okay? So she's just saying you're a powerhouse, okay? That's all she wants to say to you. She's stepped back now. Bless her, that's all she wanted to say, okay? Bless her. See who else is coming through now. Okay, I've just had another lady stepping outside of her by the name of Maureen. Mo, she wanted to be remembered as Mo. Okay. Okay, come on, that little bit closer, though. Okay. Okay, the interesting thing with this lady, you're welcome, Gemma. The interesting thing with this lady, she's got one of them 1960s skirts on, you know, the full skirts here. And she's got little white pumps on and she's got the little white socks on and she's dancing around here. Mo or Maureen. But she said it's Mo. I've got to tell you it's Mo. Okay. And she's got like this scarf tied here at the side. She looks about in her 30s, this lady, but so much energy with her. She's wonderful. Just tell her it's Mo. So whoever is in this room who knows a Maureen or a Mo, this lady's just jumped right in. The energy's unbelievable. I don't know if anybody can feel that, but she's got a really strong energy. Come on, Mo. What do you want to speak to? Okay. Okay, come on. Oh, Jennifer, I don't know if you can take this information, Jennifer, because you're just looking at the There we go. I think we're back again. So, Jennifer, I don't know if you can take this information because she's pointing to your name. She's in her prime in her 30s, she just said, and she could dance, okay? And as she's showing me these outfits, she's just wearing like the 1960s full skirt here, okay? But she's pointing to you, so I don't know if you can take this lady. Mo, she said. It's Mo. Okay. I'm just asking her why she's come. She's just talking about energy here. There's a really strong sense of energy with her. She's got... Oh, come on. The interesting thing, she had an infinity with pink. The colour pink, okay? Well, she just wants to call it mauve. But I don't know if mauve's pink. But that's what she said. So I don't know if you can take this information, Jennifer. I hope everybody else is listening to this message. But she just pointed to Jennifer on the screen. Okay. She's talking about dancing. There's somebody about dancing here, okay, that wants to learn how to dance, but to dance, not like just doing moves and things, that actually wants to do sequence, like a sequence of dancing, you know, like a routine of a dance, okay. Come on, a bit closer, love. She's got a lovely energy with her. I don't know if you can take this information, Jennifer, but she's pointing to you. I don't know if I've frozen or not, actually. I don't know if we're frozen or not there, are we, Veronica? I'm not sure. But there's something, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's no problem. So I don't know if Jennifer can take this information or anybody that's in the room, but she's pointed to Jennifer. Okay, this lady, she's in a prime. She's in, I mean, she looks like she's in her 30s. Okay, the interesting thing with her, she's got like it's not bobbed in her hair, but she's got her hair up, and it's quite dark. But she's talking about jiving. Mo. She's gone again and said the name Mo. Okay. Come on, a little bit closer. What are you here for? She wants to come with her energy. Okay. So, Jennifer, I don't know if you're in need of any energy, but this lady's coming to give you some. She's asking you to get on your feet. Get back dancing. Get on your feet, she says. There's some kind of memory here where you did a dance with this lady. Come on. In the living room. She said, we used to do it in the living room. She's beautiful. She's got a lovely energy with her. She's got like a pink top on. I can't quite see what the colour of the skirt is, but it doesn't look pink. It looks like it's checkered. So I don't know if you can take this information, Jennifer. And she wants to give you the number 1. There's something about number 1 with you. Okay. Okay. See if you've got anything else to give you. The number 1. It's very important. The number 1 for you. She's showing me a living room now where you used to do the dancing. She said you had to push all the chair and the settee away so you could make room to dance. And the interesting thing here, there's not such a thing as a record player, but she just said the wireless. Now, also, I think a wireless, was it a gramophone or was it a radio? I don't know, but she just said the wireless. They used to listen to particular music on the wireless. So I don't know if you could take this information, Jennifer, because she's talking, she's pointing to you, okay. Mo, she's just gone back to her name again, Mo.